I'm not a big fan of single-engine aircraft, but this plane is one of the few exceptions. My name is Wardog3, and welcome to the Mirage 2000 in Ace Combat Infinity. One of the first real upgraded planes from the defaults, the Mirage 2000 can be purchased for a credit price of $35,700. This is cheap and a bargain at the beginning of your Ace Combat Infinity career. The upgrades are extremely cheap as well, with every single upgrade except the level 10 being under 500,000 credits. The Mirage 2000 is a very balanced multi-role at first, with its stats being quite a ways higher than your typical default multi-role, the F4E. Essentially, it is a direct upgrade of the aircraft before it in the aircraft tree. Its speed comes in at a very impressive S+ at the level 15 upgrade, which is very good for a small, lightweight, single-engine aircraft. It's not particularly fast at level 1, however. Mobility is also surprisingly good, even at level 1, coming in with a stat of A at the level 15 upgrade. Right from the get-go, the Mirage 2000's lightweight design allows it to be fairly nimble, something I really liked about this plane. However, because it only has one engine, the stability suffers a bit with a level 15 upgrade stat of B. The plane does stall on occasion, especially in the early levels, but it is most annoying when you do a ground attack with the Mirage 2000 and you overshoot a couple of targets with your fear of crashing into the ground. Unless you use flight assist, of course, which negates all of this. Air-to-air is decent on the Mirage 2000, coming in with a level 15 stat of C+, although this really isn't any better than your default multi-role, the F4E. Still, its enhanced mobility over the F4E allows it to do a much better job at playing that hybrid air-to-air multi-role aircraft position. Ground damage also sees the same stat with a level 15 stat of C+, which, as I just said, is the same exact stat as air-to-air. The Mirage 2000 does its ground roll just as good, although because of its low stability, you might find yourself getting a little bit aggravated. And lastly, defense comes in at a surprisingly high S stat at the level 15 upgrade. This is quite impressive, especially because the aircraft is very lightweight and really is not very heavily armored. But, I was surprised when it took a lot of damage, at the higher levels. So defense is definitely a very good and surprising factor on the Mirage 2000. Overall, the Mirage 2000 is a very, very balanced multi-role and a huge step up from your earlier generation multi-roles like the F5E and the F4E. This really is a really good upgrade of an aircraft and a very solid, versatile aircraft in the very beginning of your aircraft career. Now getting into part slots, the Mirage 2000 from levels 1 to 5 comes in at half the maximum with a pretty good 20 part slots. This is a little bit better than the F4. It allows for quite a bit of space, although always more space is better. But I think you guys will find that it works pretty okay here. Once you get the non-standard upgrade at levels 6 to 14, the part slots will jump up with +2, coming in at a little more than half at 22 maximum. And then, of course, when you get to the level 15 upgrade, if you ever get to the level 15 upgrade, that's a pretty expensive route, you're going to get +1 additional part slot, giving you a total of 23 maximum, a little more than half, same as the last level, and pretty good overall. 23 part slots is nothing to write home about, but it is quite useful. So now, the special weapons on the Mirage 2000. Let's take a look here and see if the core of this aircraft is very good for its roles. So at level 1 here we've got 4 AGM, at level 4 we have 4 AAM, and then at level 7 you get the SFFS, otherwise known as the Self-Forging Fragment Submunitions, however you pronounce it. Yeah, those are the weapons that you get on this aircraft and for most of the variants as well. 4 AGM allows for precision air-to-ground targeting, while the 4 AAM, being your only air-to-air special weapon, is basically your air-to-air special weapon if you decide to take on that role. And then the SFFS, otherwise known as the super overpowered mega bomb that replaced the unguided bomb when it was nerfed the fuck out of. That is basically your clusterfuck of bomblets that rains down everywhere and destroys the crap out of everything. It requires a little bit more skill use, but overall it's not hard to use at all, and it can completely devastate an entire installation if your Mirage 2000 is pretty well upgraded. So if you couldn't tell already, having one of the few rare planes, rare vanilla planes for that matter, that carries the FFS, damn, that's a mouthful, that's going to be the special weapon you want to use. For AGM, you know, that's pretty good. And use 4 AAM if you're going for the air, but overall you really should be using the SFFS if you use this aircraft, and if you level it up high enough. Especially you should just definitely use the SFFS. It's the best special weapon on this plane by far. I recommend you slap on the high combustion explosive M or L on this aircraft for the SFFS to give it a lot more punch. Because this is a multi-role, you don't get bonus air-to-ground damage, which can also be a bonus because you don't get minus air-to-air damage. But you should definitely throw on the high combustion explosive to counteract the weakness that the Mirage 2000 gets, because it does not get a bonus in ground damage. Now you don't need a payload boost, mainly because you get 26 of them at level 15, and if you only decide to go to level 7 or level 10, you're going to get 17 and 20 SFFS respectively, which is pretty decent, especially with the bomblet that just completely annihilates everything on the ground. Overall, this aircraft is a highly destructive beginner level aircraft, and I'd always recommend it to any beginner starting out. It's very nimble, it's got great special weapons, it's got great part slots, decent part slots more rather. But it is just it's a fantastic, well-rounded beginner plane. I know I say that for a lot of them, but this one truly is, because it's a direct upgrade from the previous ones. Now about taking it to level 15, hey, you can do that if you want. I'm not gonna, flame you for doing that, but honestly, there's a lot better multi-rolls out there when you start further progressing through the tree. So I recommend you save your credits, but hey, if the Mirage 2000 is your playing through, go for it. Okay, so the special variants on the Mirage 2000. Now, I'm not going to go into covering every single one of these, but I will say this. There are a ton, and I mean a ton, of special variants for the Mirage 2000. You got stuff, and I'm just naming these off the top of my head. You got stuff like the Red Scorpio, the Magician, the Experimental. It's just, there's so many. I know there's plenty more. And it's like, hey, you can pick one of them. Any of them are good. Honestly, any of the special variants are good if you do not plan on taking this aircraft to level 15, because usually the special planes, they cost a lot less to upgrade and basically to make better. So any of the special variants are good. I particularly like the Magician because of the way it looks, but hey, any aircraft works, any special aircraft works. If you've got one, might as well use it, quote Viper. Anyway, so yeah, special variants, hey, use them if you want, especially if you don't want level 15 Mirage 2000. Vanilla version, that is. Damn, that was really long rambling on. Anyway, guys, so that's the F5, oh my god. Man, I'm in a total mess today. That's the Mirage 2000 in a nutshell. Really great balanced beginner multi-role aircraft. It's very good for beginners. If, you high guys out there, if you have a lot of credits to spend. Jason Chen. Excuse me. I have a bit of a sore throat here. You want to upgrade it to level 15, be my guest, because it is really good at those levels. But yeah, guys, so that's about the video, and I would like to take the time to wish you all a very happy Easter. This is me, the Easter Bunny's special little treat for you all. I know I said I wouldn't be doing these anymore, but I have decided to do one, and maybe I might do more. I'd like to ask you guys what airplane you'd like to see next, so I can get gameplay of that, and it might happen in the future. But anyway, guys, this is Wardog3 here. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm signing off.